My name's Arjun,
My name is Shamir.
My name's Vivek.
and this is our PSA. The industry that we were given is fishing, and our group had decided to do salmon.
Salmon would be the best fit, and since the highest producer of salmon in Canada is British Columbia, we decided to do Vancouver Island, where there are many salmon farms.
We chose Vancouver Island as it has some of the best natural conditions for aquaculture production, and approximately 60% of the 410 million in annual GDP impacts generated by salmon farming in British Columbia are attributed to the industry on Vancouver Island. The majority of salmon in BC is usually farmed Atlantic salmon. The only wild salmon caught in BC or Vancouver Island is to start the farms. These salmon can be caught using 3 methods: trolling, seining, and gill netting. These methods of fishing can sometimes be harmful to the environment. It is estimated that 80% of the world's natural fish stocks are already overexploited, depleted, or in a state of collapse. Also, approximately 90% of the world's large predatory fish are already gone. Overfishing is harvesting the fish populations at a rate that's unsustainable compared to the reproduction of that population. As we learned in the documentary End of the Line, fishermen and corporations and individual fishermen seek to capture as many fish resources as they can for their own benefit, with no regard or oversight for the overall ecosystem. Due to this ignorance, many fish populations are often depleted, affecting not only itself but the entire food chain. Salmon are put in 2 types of farms: marine farms and land-based farms. The feed which is fed to the salmon is one of the main issues of farming, affecting the environment due to 2 reasons: its ingredients and the consequences of leftover feed settling to the seafloor. In the wild, adult salmon eat other fish, squid, eel, and prawns. Traditionally, aquaculture uses 9% fish meal in salmon feed, but now they only use 30%, and the rest is made up of plant products.
The feces and feeds from the farmed salmon in the pen are released into the surrounding water and settle onto the seafloor, which can cause the chemical composition and biological diversity of the seabed around the pen to change. First Nations report to impacts on their traditional harvesting areas near salmon farms as clam beaches are covered with reeking sludge, the clams blackened and inedible.
The artificially created environment of Atlantic salmon requires consistent and significant amounts of energy. In fact, in order to have land-based farmers to be profitable, farmers have to raise the fish at much higher densities than marine farms to be profitable.
Once the salmon is farmed, the processors usually tend to sell the salmon at wholesale prices to grocery stores, independent retailers, butcher shops, and restaurants. The salmon is also sold globally, where many salmon products can reach to their buyer from 40 to 30 hours and still maintain their fresh essence.
Through their numerous modes of transportation, British Columbia is able to transport the salmon over 50 countries around the world, including the US, all around Canada, and many countries around Asia.
One of the main downsides to distributing salmon across Canada is that the fishes being transported may contain harmful substances. Since some salmon farms use pesticides and other chemicals, it is possible for these toxic substances to interfere with the fish.
In fact, in March 2017, British Columbia had found several salmon with deadly viruses. They had found that the salmon were facing heart and muscle inflammation, which is capable of killing 20% of all farmed salmon. This infection was known as HSMI, and there is no cure for this disease currently. It is often easy to encounter a salmon that possesses this sickness, and if transported by a distributor, it can spread diseases.
Salmon is consumed all across Canada, as it is the 4th largest producer of salmon in the entire world, leading it to be the top aquaculture export in Canada. The largest salmon producer and supplier in Canada is British Columbia, specifically for their Atlantic salmon. Why is salmon so popular in Canada? This is due to the fact that salmon is a high source of proteins, vitamin, and minerals. Yet salmon is most known for their omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3 is essential for your body, as it can't produce it on its own. Omega-3 fatty acids are important because they prevent things like clogging arteries, high cholesterol, and numerous amounts of diseases, like heart disease. Salmon can be consumed and prepared in various ways. The most common ways to serve salmon is pan-fried salmon, oven-baked salmon, grilled salmon, poached salmon, steamed salmon, or salmon could just be a side dish in something like a salad or spaghetti. Due to the high rate of demand for salmon globally, it leads to the overfishing, depleting the stock of the fish of many species, as Vivek talked about earlier.
Some waste associated with farming salmon includes feces, blood, food pellets, bones, and pesticides. The waste produced by this method can create large amount of pollution that not only affects the environment, but also the food we eat and can pollute the ocean, making life unsustainable in the aquatic biome. There has also been many debates that state that farmed salmon contains a large amount of PCBs and other toxic chemicals when compared to wild salmon. Though there are many people who believe that farmed salmon is healthy, others believe that it can possess potential health risks and cause diseases such as cancer.
There are two ways that salmon can be farmed, and they both have sustainability issues.
Land-based farming requires a lot of electricity and causes air pollution, while marine farms pollute the water near them, killing other non-desired fish species.
If you're trying to be sustainable but not polluting the ocean, salmon farming should be mostly land-based. But if you're trying to be sustainable by not using a lot of electricity and not causing a lot of air pollution, salmon farming should be mostly marine.